How much is a bar girl in Angeles City, Philippines? Look, I could give you an introduction to the topic, if need be, but why don't we skip that crap and get down to business, folks? All we want here are the meat and potatoes. I just have to say one thing in order to get my YouTube censors off my back. Look, we need to change some words a bit, okay? So just try and read between the lines as I'm explaining things on this video, folks. Now, in this video, we will be talking about 4 levels of prostitutione in Angeles City, Philippines. Yes, believe it or not all prosties fit into one category. Now, in Angeles City, you could say that you get what you pay for. But we are going to talk more specifically about this. So stay tuned, my good brethren. Let me ask you a question to start things off here, folks. Do you want chlamydia? Let's just say chlamydia. That's my question, so please answer that question to yourself, you folks. Do you want chlamydia? If the answer is yes, let me introduce you to someone. Her name is Jenny Two Teeth. Her rate will be about 500 pesos or 10 US dollars, but don't judge too quickly, folks. That's the problem a lot of people have. They see someone and they instantly judge them. You're probably thinking like, you wouldn't touch Jenny with a 10-foot stick. But just listen closely here, folks. Jenny Two Teeth has had a bit of a hard life. She's had a lot of ups and downs, but mostly downs. So let me tell you about her life, and then I'll ask you again, do you want chlamydia? I'm sure your answer will change from a no, a hard no, to a maybe. Maybe you want chlamydia just so you can help her out. If for no other reason, folks, let's just give her a leg up in society. Now, you're probably thinking, Scotty boy, don't say give her a leg up. It's kind of like you're making fun of her, insulting her profession. I mean, she's been doing nothing but spreading her legs her entire life. The last thing Jenny needs is for someone to be making fun of her. Well, let me stop you right there, folks, okay? My goal with Jenny Two Teeth is not to make fun of her. It's more like helping her reach her goals. I mean, don't you want Jenny to reach her goals? I do. She can only achieve her goals at the moment by spreading for dollars. I mean, she can only spread for dollars for so long before nobody will want her anymore. Girls here in Angeles, they have a market value. If you think I am making fun of Jenny, I'm not making fun of Jenny. In fact, if you think I am making fun of Jenny, you're just as guilty as I am. I can see you now, Mr. Joe Blow, walking down the street, and you're ignoring her. You see Jenny laying on the side of the road, half drunk, and what do? You walk right past her. Maybe even laugh at her. You see, Jenny is in a real sticky spot, folks. Stop making fun of her! I'm not making fun of her. I'm making a point here, folks. Just listen carefully. Look, the fact is that Jenny really wants to spread her dollars so she can buy more stuff. I mean, she doesn't make much dough. Let me propose something to you here, folks. Instead of just walking past Jenny on the street and ignoring her when you're visiting Angeles City, why don't you buy her some clothes? Now, you're thinking, why should I buy her clothes? Just so her next customer can rip them off? No, I'm not proposing that. I'm saying buy her some clothes so that she can sell them. You buy her a used t-shirt now, she's gonna sell that used t-shirt and buy 2 more shirts and then sell those and then buy 4 and so on and so on. Next thing you know, she is the CEO of the newest clothing boutique in Angeles City. It became the place for all the cheapest hookers to buy their working clothes. You see, this girl, Jenny, who was once bottom of the barrel, trying to get customers at the lowest end of the branch, customers like the Punjab, Manjeet Singh, and others. Now, look at her today, helping to clothe the next generation of cheap prostitutes. She is an inspiration. She is a success story. I'm hoping to make this a true story one day, folks. But let's move on to the next level of Angeles City prostitutione. Just remember one thing about Jenny. Before we say adios to her, helping those who are trying to help themselves, that's the way to go, folks. Forget these people who've got their hand out. Let's move on to category number 2. Now here we have hookers who actually got their crap together, okay? They're looking good, they're dressing good, they're getting customers, they're more on the younger side. Now let me tell you what the problem is. We need like a Yelp or something like this for these girls, like a review site. Because I know guys who have taken these particular girls back to their apartments, or if not to their apartments, to a short-term hotel. Some know how to perform, and others are just outright frauds. And let me explain. When you first meet the girls on the street, you don't know well how they're going to perform once you get them back to your house. And also you don't know what they would look like, once you get their clothes off. Some of them, kind of like their attitude changes when they get back to your place. And suddenly, once you're back in your place, like, for example, they got rules. You can only put it in halfway. They won't blow you. They only do this certain position. So you have to talk to them before you bring them home and make it clear what are you expecting from them? From the point you walk into your room. What exactly do you want from them? Something like this. Okay, listen, I'll pay you 1,500 pesos. We will go to my home. You will take off your clothes and lay in my bed. I'll lube up and slide it in. Do you have any problems with that? Now, she'll probably just say, okay, and then not follow instructions. I mean, it's the Philippines, but all you can do is try your best. Now, believe it or not, I know several guys who have stuck it in these girls and nobody actually caught anything, okay? I know, it makes you rethink the whole chances of getting transmitted you-know-what. I mean, if anyone's gonna have it, it's these girls. I mean, these girls are effing, every night. These random guys. Hey, don't judge the guy, it's their life, it's their decisions. They don't want to wear protection. It's up to them. I'm just stating this so it's clear, folks. These guys, like the guys I've talked to, they're not wearing protection with these girls. And these guys, they just don't seem to catch anything. But then again, I got a friend in Dumaguete. He met some random girl on the streets, and Dumaguete, it's kind of like open regarding S, if you know what I'm saying. And anyway, he met her on the street. They met up the next day, and they went back to his apartment, and the guy got chlamyd, okay? I mean, she wasn't even a prosty. She didn't ask for any payment or anything. So you really just never know. Some girls are prosties and they don't have anything, and then you get random girls on the street who are loaded with whatever. Okay, let's move on to the next category. These are girls from the surrounding slums of Angeles City. You don't really see them walking around because, you are living in the city and they are living in an area where foreigners don't really go. The barangay girls are living in an area called the slums or the squatter zones, meaning nobody really owns the land where these people have set up their makeshift wooden homes. Now, these girls, these slum girls, these barangay girls, where do you find them? There's two places where you can find them. One is Facebook. You change your location to Angeles and let the girls find you. And often you can just tell by the background of their photos and their Facebook where they're from, okay? If their location says Angeles and the background is like a slum environment, okay, you pretty much know. And you can also find them on the dating site. If you are in Angeles City and you meet girls online who also are from Angeles City, chances are that she's gonna wanna come to your house for a payment, okay? And just to make it clear here, for legal purposes, she's only gonna water your plants, folks, okay? And you're gonna pay her 1,500 pesos or 2,000 pesos for her to water your plants. Now, what will likely happen is that she will get a trike to your house. As she arrives, she will probably ask you to pay the trike driver, and that might be 150 pesos, okay? So no real biggie, okay? Right? The only problem is that the trike guy won't have any change. So you have to have that 150 pesos available in your wallet. Because in the Philippines, nobody ever has change, okay? But anyway, now, of course, when she told you her price, okay, to come over and water your plants, she didn't mention anything about the trike driver payment because it's the Philippines, things just operate differently here. Now, if the trike driver is her cousin, he will just wait there until, she's done the deed or you've done the deed. Hey, your cousin would do nice things for you too, right? You see, the slum peeparoonies, they just think in terms of survival mode. The parents don't even care if Dottie is banging some disgusting old men for money because what are the other options? What other options do they have? I mean, Papa Bong Bong is having a hard time making money. The girl will do as she's told. And as I've been told, these are the best girls, like in terms of value for money, return on investment. Again, there needs to be like a Yelp where guys can review the girls. And that will help the girls keep in check, to perform well. So they can get more customers. And it will keep the girls away who sort of kind of get bad reviews, because plenty of girls, they just don't care about customer service. The whole mindset of like, if I do this right, if I make the guy happy, if I show him a good time, he will buy me again. No, that's not how they think. Their mindset is, how can I do as little work as possible so I can get home and play karaoke? The whole concept of like, you mean tomorrow I'm gonna need money too? That doesn't enter their head until tomorrow. You see, they just don't plan ahead. Anyway, so when you find a girl who actually cares about you, don't let her go. Give her some repeat biz. But these girls are probably best as far as like return on investment goes, like the barangay girls. And the one thing is that you find one that you get along with, you can just have her on call and keep getting the same girl. It's a win-win-win, You win, she wins, and one more person wins. Can you guess who that is? It's the world famous Papa Bong Bong. He wins too. I mean, who do you think she's gonna give her money to? Your new barangay girl might even ask you to go to her house and meet her parents, just as you are boyfriend and girlfriend. This could happen, folks. She might see you as a boyfriend. Although it'll be obvious, it's a business transaction going on. You know how girls are. They don't really want to admit what's going on, because obviously these girls don't really want to do this for a living. They would obviously rather marry and have a family with a respectable guy. That's what they really want. They just weren't sort of raised in that environment. It's just that, they think short term. They think of right now. They think of today. They think of this afternoon. And they just kind of hope for the best with everything else. I mean, it's possible to be happily married to one of these girls who, she sells herself. She's watering a lot of plants. You could marry this girl. I've seen it here in Angeles. If you know who I'm talking about, the sharkiest of sharks, okay? She has been with a guy in town here. I call him the 75-year-old guapo. I don't know if her husband knows it, but that's how they met, okay? They are now husband and wife, so he was her customer. But what happened is he got her again and again, and they fell in love because, she is a sweet girl. And now they got a baby together. And he has even adopted her her first baby from some useless Filipino barangay boy. So you wouldn't consider them like a white picket fence traditional family, but hey, we're in Angeles City here, folks. We got to be more open-minded. I mean, look, the guy is 75 going on 76. The girl is a former prostitute who still works on the side. Don't ask me if the guy knows she's working on the side. So I wouldn't consider it a white picket fence family, but she is dedicated to her 75-year-old husband. I mean, her hooking on the side is not an emotional thing. It's like she just kind of wants the D from someone who's not 75. But I can guarantee one thing, they are happily married until the man's dying days. So maybe until next week. Let's move on to the final category of girls available in Angeles City. And this is the best option. Just walk down Red Street and go into any bar, and keep in mind that any of the girls you see on stage who are in these bars, they are available to be bar fined. And the good thing on Red Street is that you can buy her a ladies' drink, okay? So you go into the bar, the girls are all on stage, you find one you like. All you have to do is point at her and tell her to come to you. And now she's sitting down with you. You bought her a ladies' drink. It's about $6. You can see her breast assess. If you buy her that ladies' drink, folks, if you splurge on the $6 USD, you can basically do anything you want to her, as long as it's above the waist, of course, because obviously, there's other people around. It's a bar. And so the real benefit is that you can really know the girl, like her face. You can check her face. That That's your style, okay? That's what you like. You're seeing her close up, right? If you're a breast guy, you can make sure that her breasts are up to your standards. I mean, you can feel them. She'll show you. You can talk to her and ask her where she's from. Like, you can kind of build a connection with her before deciding to bar fine her or not. And if you like her, you pay the 4,000, 7,000 pesos, whatever the bar charges, and you bring her back to your place. And by the time you're walking back to your place, you're kind of friendly already because you bought her the ladies' drink and you were talking to her and you were kind of getting it on there. The benefit here also is that these girls are checked every week, okay? The bar girls, the girls in the bar, they're checked every week to make sure they don't have, transmitted what. Another benefit of the bar is that if you bring the girl back to your place and she just, for example, she just falls asleep, okay? It could happen. I've never heard of this happening, but it's just for argument's sake here, okay? You can legitimately complain to the bar and say, hey, I bar fined this girl, but she did not do her part. Now, you can't do that with any other girl, but you can do that with a bar girl. Now, what I find interesting is if you talk to these girls, a lot of them will say, like, they don't really want to be in Angeles. They'd rather live in their hometown. Their village where they came from. The only problem is that they have no way to make money in the village. And if they stay in Angeles, they can earn enough to help their parents, which is kind of a Filipino tradition. Remember, they're putting their sister through college with the money they're making from your bar fine. I met a girl one time. She was working in a Korean bar. I met her outside of Philly's bar. I was at the Philly's bar in the afternoon and she walked by and I was like, wow, she was amazing. Wearing short shorts. And I said, hello, and we were talking and she was very friendly and I got her Facebook and we started chatting. But this was during my traveling days. So the day after I met her, I started venturing south towards Leyte, that time when I met Timmy Boy. And it took me about a month to get there, but at the same time, I was in Leyte, she was having a vacation from her bar job. So she could go home to visit her family on Dinagat Island. So it was like just kind of good timing, that was the time that I abandoned Tim K. But let me just clear the air here, okay? I had already planned to meet this girl. At the time, like we already had plans, like a date and time. I was gonna be at Dinagat Island. She was gonna meet me at the port. That was the reason I abandoned Tim K. I didn't really want to abandon Tim K. I mean, if I did not have this date set up, I would have stayed longer and hung out with Timmy Boy on video for the sake of YouTube. It would have been fun. But Tim and I landed in Surigao City and I had to leave the next morning due to this date with this girl. The original plan was never to travel with Tim K. It just kind of happened suddenly, out of the blue. The original plan was to just meet him in his hometown and then I was going to venture off by myself. That was the original plan. Anyway, that girl who I was with on Dinagat Island, she would usually bar fine for maybe, 6,000 pesos, I think it was, or a little over $100. But she was allowing, I won't name names here, but a certain individual as many shots as he wanted for free because she was kind of like starting a relationship with this certain individual who I won't name. And looking back, her goal was to keep this guy. Okay, it's me, I confess. She wanted to keep Scotty Boy so that she could afford to stay home because look, she didn't want to go back to Angeles. She wanted to be in her hometown on Dinagat and be with her daughter and her family. Anyways, I was only there for a few days and I bailed because the family was kind of milking me. And I didn't like the feeling that I was kind of stuck on the island without wheels. And they were the only people I knew. I mean, Dinagat Island has no infrastructure. I felt really stuck there. But I did like her. She was very nice. And I did like her family. They treated me very well. But the original plan, as we had talked about with her and like her and I had talked about when I go there, we were going to do videos together. But when I got there, she didn't want to do any videos. The one video I did with her, she didn't even want to do it. But I kind of like forced her because she told me originally that it was okay. Anyways, in conclusion, you can marry any of these girls that you find her. They're young, they're beautiful, they want you. Although they may want your money, but they can have feelings for you too. You just got to realize that they have a long list of guys who have stuck it in her, okay? But of course, that's the past, and the past doesn't matter. Just like if you rob a bank, you just tell the judge, hey, judge, I robbed the bank in the past. So it's no longer relevant. Why am I even here? You see how it works as an excuse for the women, but not for the bank robber. Anyway, that's a little bit of what to expect if you're coming to Angeles City to have a little fun. Let me know if you want a more comprehensive video on this topic. I will see you on the very next video, my good brethren. I'm hoping to make a video of like when you land in Angeles, what exactly to do, like where everything is, like a tourist guide to Angeles City. So please subscribe and I'll do that video next. Adios to my great brethren.
Sir, mau ba, sir?